Hi everyone, it's Pure Harmony here, and today we're going to do together this unrequested and very deep dive into the world of Winx Club console video games. I want to specify console video games because I know you're probably thinking about these games, and yeah, they're so iconic, but we're not going to talk about those today, so we're going to talk specifically about console video games, so Nintendo DS, PSP, Nintendo Wii, and stuff like that. So let's start with the first ever released game of Winx Club, released in 2005, and I'm talking about Winx Club. So yeah, the name of the game is actually Winx Club. It was released on PC, PS2, and Game Boy Advance. To think that the graphics from this game, it's from something released in 2005, and then also like this game was released right after the debut of the series. Like, that's crazy. I feel like this game, of course, it's not perfect compared to what we have nowadays, but to think that this game is so old, I think it was really made well. Like, the dynamics of this game are amazing, the graphics, I love them, they're so nostalgic, and by that I mean that of course you can tell that it's something old, it's something outdated, you know, but I don't know, I just love it so much. And it basically follows the storyline of season 1. You play as Bloom, and basically it starts from the beginning where Bloom discovers to be a fairy, and then you play at Gardenia, then you go to Alfea, you go to Cloud Tower, to Blackmud Swamp, to Red Fountain. You basically get to experience all the main areas of the series, and that's just so beautiful. The way that they made this, I mean, it's just so impactful though. Like, sometimes I feel like I'd rather play this game instead of maybe even rewatching the season, because it's just a light and fun way to relive the magic of the plot of the first season without having to rewatch all the season, of course. I mean, it's so beautiful to rewatch it, of course, but you know, it's just nice. Like, this game is just so nicely done that I don't know, I just love to play it nowadays, and whenever I play it, I just feel like the child I used to be, and how I enjoy it the same way. It's just so beautiful. And you can have access to some cute features, such as this kind of projector in WizKid's library, where you can use the stars to buy some pictures, and that's so cute. And I also love how all these early Winx games are so, I mean, even the story games, the adventure games, have always a special spot reserved for fashion, and we're here for that. Like, that's how it should be, because fashion has such a centric role in the Winx Club world. And even here, we have Luma, an Alfea student, kind of a fairy, a fashion fairy. At first you go to her to get the dress for the ball, but then you can bring her some items you can find through the levels, or maybe like the pink gems that you find and you have to collect from the maps, and you can bring them to her and she will give you some new clothes. And this game is really amazing. Like, I love it so much. I think it's my favorite. Like, above all the games that I'm going to talk to you about now, just know that this is my absolute favorite, of course. And even the Game Boy version, of course, is very different, especially in terms of graphics, because the Game Boy is so small, and so we have this kind of pixel art graphic, and we don't have fashion here because the sprites are so tiny that you can barely tell what they're wearing, of course. But you know, the concept of the game is basically the same. So we get to play as Bloom, we fight monsters, we explore the maps, we have boss fights. And yeah, so I think it's very cute. Another amazing thing are the cutscenes in this game. In the PC and the PS2 version, we have a lot of cutscenes that give us a lot of more details about the story. We have some clips from the episodes, some actual clips. We have some cutscenes animated in 3D, and this, oh my god, I just love the fact that they put so much effort into this, because we have 3D cutscenes and we also have some kind of 2D cutscenes in a kind of comic style that's really interesting and fascinating in my opinion. It's very like fairy tale. It gives me that kind of vibe, I don't know, and I really adore it. Like, it's amazing. I love this game so much. From 2005, we also have another game for PC based on Season 1, and I don't think like everyone knows about this, because it's kind of a much more simple game, and I'm talking about Winx Club Avventura a Torrenuvola, which means Adventure at Cloud Tower. So this game was made exclusively for Italy, and you could find it was a collaboration with Kinder and Ferrero, so I think it was sold with like some chocolate things. I'm not sure because I never actually seen it, I don't remember it. I was so young, I was like 1 year old, so it's actually a pretty cute game. So you can pick your fairy to play with. It's a 2D game, and it's basically about the 6th episode of Season 1. So it starts with a cutscene of Trix stealing Stella's ring in episode 5, and then the game is about going to Cloud Tower to get the ring back and then escape, basically. So you have to fight monsters, you have to fight with the Trix. Yeah, so that's basically it. The gameplay is pretty short. I think you can finish the game in actually like 15 minutes or something. So yeah, but I think it's pretty cute. It's a cute game, and a little thing that I like about it is that through the settings section you can actually download some wallpapers and even a screensaver that's so cute, like it's so nostalgic. I just love it. I think it's a cute detail that I just wanted to mention, you know. Then for the Season 2 games, Winx Club Quest for the Codex was released in 2006 for Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS. So the game basically follows the plot of Season 2, and I really like it. It's very nostalgic. I used to play it a lot as a child, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really into the Game Boy version. That's because you just basically have to play mini games. So you have a lot of dialogues about the story itself, and then you have to play mini games. Specifically 6 minigames, because each fairy has its own minigame. So we have Bloom that flies around Shadowhunt. I think it's supposed to be like some sort of nightmare, because we have the same thing in a DS version, but here it's a bit unclear. Stella has to play this sort of memory game with clothes. Flora has to pair this Candy Crush kind of game where you have to pair the flowers of the same color. Musa has to dance. Tecna has to destroy the wall with the ball, which is a really classic game, and Aisha has to reveal this object through this kind of morphic laser, I don't know how to call it. So yeah, you just have to play the same minigames over and over again. They just get a bit harder, but I think you can get boring very easily, and that's different if we compare it to the DS version, because we still follow the Season 2 storyline, but in this case we actually have minigames included in the story mode, but in this case we have an actual gameplay. So you have to play as the Winx fairies, you have to fly through different areas, you have to fight monsters, you have boss fights, and I think that makes the game 1000 times more interesting, you know. You have to play minigames throughout the story mode, but you know, it's still better, I think, because you actually have a gameplay, an adventure gameplay. So for the minigames we have this nightmare for Bloom, and I really like it more compared to the other, because here she follows her shadow, and as close as she gets, the shadow reveals a bit, and you can see that's actually Dark Bloom, and I love that. I mean, that's so cool in my opinion. Then Stella has to save the pixies through her light beams. Flora has to help this plant growing by defeating the insects that want to eat it, basically. Musa has to play instruments, Aisha has to dance, so she basically stole Musa's minigame from the Game Boy version, and Tekna has to solve this kind of circuit. I also prefer the minigames here, to be honest, and I prefer that we actually have a story mode going on. In both cases, we also have a magic closet, so we can change clothes to our girls, and yeah, the DS version is slightly better. It's more detailed, we have more options. Yeah, in general I really love both versions, they're so nostalgic, but the DS version is slightly better in my opinion. And then after Quest for the Codex we have another game about Season 2 that was released the next year in 2007, and I'm talking about Winx Club Join the Club. It's kinda weird because this game was in a commercial of Quest for the Codex. It was included as they were the same game, so I don't know if they were supposed to be released together, because Join the Club is for PSP, so I don't know if it was supposed to be, you know, like Quest for the Codex for the PSP, or maybe it got a new name, I don't know. As the Game Boy version of Quest for the Codex, this game is based on minigames. But this game I think is way more enjoyable than Quest for the Codex in that case, because in Quest for the Codex we had the 6 same games repeating, like always. While in Join the Club we actually have to unlock the 4 areas, which are Red Fountain, Cloud Tower, Alfea, and Shadow Hunt. And then we have to, from each era we can access the minigames that actually are strictly related to what's happening into the story. We also have an introductive cutscene before every minigame, and then we actually play something that's related to that cutscene. We have a lot of different minigames that actually make us go on with the story. So yeah, we have a lot of minigames, like Musa escaping Stormy, that's literally following her. We have the challenge between Stella and Aisha when they go to Shadow Hunt to save the pixies, and I love that moment from the series, so that's so fun. We have Loquette trying to save Dark Bloom. We have the final convergence against Darkar. So, you know, it's different because these are actually minigames, but they are related to the actual story. So it's very, very different to me. And we also have some other cute features, because when we unlock Alfea, we can also access the dormitory and we can enter the girls' rooms. In Stella's room we have the closet. In Tekna's room we have the possibility to watch videos or listen to music thanks to Musa, and we have some other cute mini games like this one where you have to guess the pose. We have the trivia. We have a lot of cute things here, and I think that's such a cute game, honestly. Especially because I think that Season 2 has kind of a playful and cozy vibe to it. I think, you know, Season 2 was very much about knowing more of the characters, I feel like. And I feel like this game captures very well this light, playful vibe. And that's why probably I like it so much. We have another PC game that doesn't really follow like a plot or anything, but I categorize it as a Season 2 game because we also have Aisha. I'm talking about Winx Studio. It's a game where you essentially have to dress up the Winx. It's a 3D game. The models are pretty cute in my opinion. And yeah, you just have to dress your fairies, you can take pictures of them, you can color some cards that you can print after. Also, you have the possibility to draw on the clothes. And yeah, I think that's a pretty cute game. It was very cute as a child to, you know, unleash your creativity. And yeah, that's cute. Then we arrive to the Season 3 video games. And we're gonna start with one that you're going to be the most familiar with probably, and I'm talking about Winx Club Mission Enchantix. That was released in 2008, and that's essentially a copy of Quest for the Codex, but just Season 3. I mean, not really, like there are some differences of course, but the gameplay is basically the same. You have these 3D models of the fairies that you get to control that are so similar to the Quest for the Codex ones, maybe slightly improved. And we also have the Enchantix models because we are going to earn our Enchantix. We love that. We have some differences though, some differences in the controls. Then you can notice that we only have 3 spots during the gameplay. That's different from Quest for the Codex, where there were some level where you could play with all the 6 fairies together. While in this case, I don't know why they decided to make this change, but they actually changed the number of playable characters to a maximum of 3, and they removed the inclusion of minigames into the story mode, which, I'm gonna be honest, I prefer it that way, because I feel like those minigames weren't really fitting in the story. So I feel like they're pretty useless in the story mode, and I love that they still included them, but that they put them in a separate section of the game. Other than the story mode, we have the Magic Closet again, and then we have the AV Club, where you can watch videos, pictures, and listen to music that you can unlock during the story mode and by playing minigames. And I really love this, unlocking system, because I think it makes it very engaging to keep on playing to unlock new things. I used to love this as a kid. And then we have the arcade, where we can find our minigames, which now are a totally separate thing from the story, and I think that's how it's supposed to be. For the minigames, we have Bloom Swan. She basically has to fight these monsters in a 2D graphic that kind of reminds me of the Game Boy edition of the first game. I don't know if it's just me. Then we have Stella's. You have to solve this puzzle about fashion. Then we have Flora. Minigame concept is pretty similar to her Game Boy one with Quest for the Codex. We have Musa. She has to play instruments again. Aisha wants to dance again. And then we have Tekna that has to get out of this labyrinth, and I used to love this as a child. This was my favorite minigame. I would spend hours on this, even because some levels are so freaking hard. Like, yeah. But I love this game, of course. And then we have more Season 3 games. For DS specifically, I mean, these games are in between Season 3 and Season 4, but I categorized them as Season 3 because Season 4 wasn't still out. So that's kind of fun because they released in 2009 these 2 games, and I'm talking about Winx Club Secret Diary 2009 and Winx Club Your Magic Universe, which are different from each other, but they literally have the same concept. Like, I mean, it's just a diary. Like, you can write your secrets, then you have some quizzes, you have mini games, you can customize characters, but that's literally like the same concept, and I find it kinda useless to release 2 games that are so similar, one so close to another. Like, between the 2, I definitely prefer Your Magic Universe. Secret Diary 2009 is cute. It's definitely like a bit more simple. You can create your character, it's all in 2D, and you can customize your character, you can dress her up, you can do some quizzes, do some mini games. It's cute, but I think that Your Magic Universe is better. It has 3D models, which are basically the same used for Mission Enchantix, but we have new outfits in the closet. We have basically all the outfits from the artworks from the Season 3 era. We have the beach ones, the ball gown ones, the dining ones. I love this. We also have more mini games, and in a style that's more similar to Mission Enchantix, actually. We also have the characters standing there watching us play. Oh, and we also have the AV Club here too, because we can, through the minigames, we gain coins, and through the coins we can unlock clothes and the stuff in the AV Club. So videos, pictures, and I always love this kind of things where you have to gain to unlock stuff. Like, it really motivates me to play, and I don't know, I love it, honestly. And then we have another Season 3 game, which was made for Nintendo Wii, and I'm talking about Dance Dance Revolution Winx Club. So this comes from the Dance Dance Revolution series, where you had to play with this carpet thing. You have to press the arrows with your feet in order to replicate the dance moves in game. And I'm so glad that they made a Winx Club version. It's so cute. I love the 3D models that they made for this game. I think they're so cute, and I remember seeing them so much in MMD videos. basically you can play through the story mode and in free play mode. In free play mode you can choose the songs. We have some Winx Club songs and some random songs. I don't really know them. And yeah, and a thing that I love about the story mode is that the Winx basically challenge each other in these dance challenges, and I think that's so cute because, you know, they challenge over the guys. Like there's some kind of introduction about the boys that want to invite them at this dance party or something, and so they just start challenging each other, and that's something we don't see like ever, even in shows, so that's kind of cute. Other than the models, I love the thing that once you reach a certain score, the fairies transform into their Enchantix forms with a very short sequence, but I just love them. Like they look amazing, and I love these sequences even if they're so short. Like they look so cute, I love them. So yeah, that's such a cool game, honestly. So now we're leaning into the word of Season 4 games, which is a very big word. We're going to get in depth into a few moments. For now, I'm going to talk about the DS games made in the Season 4 era. So we have, first of all, in 2010, Winx Club, Believix and You. So I remember that when I was a child, I was so disappointed about this game. Literally, I was hoping that it would be like the same game of Quest for the Codex and Mission Enchantix, but with Season 4, which of course wasn't, as you can see from the clips here. So it's a completely different type of game. I don't know, there's just something about this game that I find very boring. It's based on minigames, so we understood that I'm not really the biggest fan of this type of games. I mean, they must be made in a certain way for me to like them, but in this case, I don't know, it's just not giving to me. Basically, the game kind of follows the plot. I mean, it doesn't really follow the plot of the season. It just follows the main aspects of the plot. That's why the minigames are categorized in 4 categories. We have the love and pet minigames, the work minigames, where the Winx are basically at love and pet, they have to take care of the pets and stuff. Then we have the relax minigames, where the Winx are at the fruity music bar drinking something, or maybe they're doing shopping at Gardenia. Then we have the couple minigames, because the game recalls to the love drama that we see during Season 4. And then we have the battle, which I classify as a minigame because you literally, like, there's no interaction with the enemy. You just have to replicate the shapes that are shown on the upper screen and on the bottom screen, and then you cast a spell. But there's no movement, there's no, I mean, it's so static. Like there's something about it that I don't know, I just find it a bit boring in my opinion. I think I never even actually finished it though. I don't remember like ending this game, which is kind of an issue because I always end games in general that I like, at least, so it means I never really liked it, sadly. But luckily, the next Season 4 game was definitely better. It was still released in 2010, and I'm talking about Winx Club Rockstars. So this game is very cute. It basically follows the journey of the Winx Club becoming a rock band. It doesn't really make references to the actual plot, even in this case. It just tells the story of the band, with some changes though. I mean, with some aspects that we don't see in the series. We also have a new character here. She's called Jenna, Johanna, I think, I don't remember. And she helps the Winx throughout the process of becoming famous and stuff. And yeah, so the game is based on the exhibition, so we have a lot of dialogues. And then you have to sing or maybe play an instrument, depending on the Winx you decide to choose. I don't know, it's simple though. It can be a bit repetitive for someone, but in my opinion I think it's very enjoyable. The songs that are played are basically the whole Winx in Concert album. And oh, the 3D models also look so cute, considering that's a DS game and the DS graphics aren't that good, but I really like the models. And I love the thing that even in this case, once you reach a certain score, the Winx transform into their Believix. And the sequence is even like slightly longer, and I think they look so cute. I love them. And finally, you also have the possibility again to change their clothes. I think this game really deserves a high spot in like an hypothetical ranking, you know. After the DS games, we have another big world of Winx Club games made in the Season 4 era. During that period, I feel like Winx Club was very popular in Russia because I remember that I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos about Winx Club when I was a child, and I remember seeing a lot of videos recognizing that they were in Russian, even fan-made videos and stuff like that. So I think that Winx Club became very popular there, and I think that may be why a video games company decided to release not one, not two, but an entire collection of 10 video games of Winx Club released exclusively in Russia. That's insane, like, and these games are so good, like they're so detailed, they're so fun to play. I'm kinda sad that they never released like at least an English version because I tried to play them. That's a fun fact. I actually have them. They recently joined my collection because that was so random, like I've never seen this like on sale on eBay or stuff like that ever. And one random day I was scrolling on Vinted and I found this person that was selling this whole collection. I mean, she was missing the second one, but I was like, what? I never ever seen this like on sale before. I wanted to check because I was like, this could be a scam or something, because that was so weird. But the profile actually had a lot of good reviews and stuff, so I was very confused. I text the person, I asked for more pictures and stuff, and she was selling this at like €1 or something per disc. So I paid like 15 euros for all the collection, and that was insane. I remember these games from my childhood, even if I'm not Russian. And I remember that I always liked them, even just watching videos on YouTube and stuff like that. So I was like, this is so iconic, like I need to own this. So I tried to play them, but of course I don't understand a single word because I don't know Russian, so I had to use Google Translate the whole time. And that's not really fun for me, but I mean, the games are so cute. It's a mix between 2D and 3D games. So yeah, I'm going to tell you quickly like what they are about. So this is the first game. It means like around the world or something like that. Basically, it's a 3D game. The models look so great in my opinion. So you have to create your own character. You have to follow the instructions to dress her up properly because you have to go through different locations, and then you essentially have to do like shootings, like you're a model. And yeah, we love that for the fairy that we are creating. So yeah, then we have the second one. This is the one that I'm missing because the person sadly didn't have it, but you know, it doesn't matter. This is a 2D game instead. It's called Stella's Date. So you have to help Stella organize a date with Brandon. You have to help her with her makeup, to dress her up, to find some things, to do some shopping. And then there's this final minigame where Gantlos randomly attacks Stella and you have to fight him. But I think it looks so cute, like it looks good, it's fun to play. Like this is what I wish the fight in Believix in You looked like and felt like. Like this is more dynamic, you know. Another thing I love about these games is that they have these cutscenes between the minigames that actually explain better the plot of the game. And they look so cute. They kind of remind me of the cutscenes from the first game in that kind of comic style. Like these are so cute. These are immaculate. These with the other ones are actually my inspiration for the Aisha and Nabu video that I posted a few months ago, because I love this concept, to be honest. I love this type of videos. Going on with the third one, we have this one that's called Magic Dances. You have to dress your fairy and make her dance. Then we have Bloom's birthday. You have to help Bloom organize her birthday. Then you have the motorbike one. You have to go to motorbikes, and I love this one because I love season 3 episode 19 and they wear those beautiful uniforms. They look amazing. I love them so much. And then we have the sixth one, Flora and her pets. You have to take care of the pets with Love and Pet. And then the seventh one, which is basically about the season 4 episode where they hide the white circle in Tekna's computer, and then they have to enter. And in this case, Aisha enters the computer and you have to help her escape. Then we have the 8th one, which is about organizing a party, and the 9th and the 10th one are both in 3D, and you have to help your fairy win a skating challenge, and in the last one you have to organize a date for your fairy. And yeah, so these games are so cool. Like, I feel they're not talked about enough in the Winx community, and I think they're just so cute. I love them so much. Sadly, we haven't gotten any Season 5 console games. That was a steal, to be honest. We actually got a DS game released in 2012 that was released in the Nickelodeon era after the TV movies. It kinda precedes like the release of Season 5. I also remember that trailer of this game included some Season 5 scenes that featured Believix, because we actually have the Believix artworks featured in this game. The name of the game is Winx Club Magical Fairy Party. So basically, as the name suggests, you just have to help the Winx organize a party. So you have to create your own fairy, you can give her a name, choose her power. I love that you can actually, other than customize her outfit, you can customize her wings, because you can also see her fairy sequence, and I think that's so cute. And yeah, so essentially you have to play these mini games. Each girl has its own mini game. Bloom has to take care of the fireworks for the party, so you have to play this memory game. Flora the flowers, Stella the cake, Musa the music, Tekna the poster for the party, and Aisha the punch. And after playing all the mini games, you can actually go to the party and interact with Winx. I think it's cute. It's a total of, I think, 7 parties, because it should be like a party for each Winx plus a final party. So it can get a bit repetitive, I think. Like, the mini games are basically always the same. But I think that it's cute. I mean, I don't mind playing it. Then we have the last but not least game that was released for a console, and it's about Season 6. I'm talking about Winx Club Saving Alfea, which was released in 2014 for DS or 3DS. Both versions are basically the same game, except for the fact that the 3DS version has slightly better graphics, of course. I think that's a pretty enjoyable game, actually. As much as I don't like Season 6, I think that's a good game. It doesn't really follow the plot of Season 6. Like, the game starts with the girls saying that they want to organize a party at Alfea, and they have to go look for all the stuff that they need. And Selena wants to ruin the party, so she summons a lot of creatures from the Legendarium. And so you have to play as all the fairies, basically. And you can go to Alfea, to Melody, to Lymphia. The way it's made reminds me of the old school adventure Winx games, and I really love that. The graphics are very cute. I really like them. I really loved some references to the 3rd season, specifically of Winx Club, because we have these monsters that are from Season 3, and then the health of the character can be regenerated by collecting these little thingies that basically resemble Bloom's Fairy Dust Battle. So I love that. And yeah, so this game is very cute, in my opinion. I really like it. So Saving Alfea was actually the last game of Winx Club made for consoles, but I just wanted to make an honorable mention about another game that was born originally as a mobile game, actually, but was later extended even on Xbox. So I think we could consider it at least partially a console game. And I'm talking about Winx Club Alfea Butterflix Adventures. So this game was actually about Season 7. I hate Season 7 with all my heart. It's my worst Winx season ever. I can't watch it. I can't finish a single rewatch of Season 7. I swear I tried to give her multiple chances, but I just can't tolerate it. I hate it so much, even more than Season 8. So that you can have an idea of how much I hate it. This game is actually cute, though. I'm not really the biggest fan of the graphics, of the models. The thing that they are so unnecessarily tiny, like, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of the style choices here. The thing about this game is basically that the nostalgia bait, as I read from other comments and stuff about it, some people thought about the original Winx Club game, the first one, when they saw this game, and I think I could agree because they haven't made like a game like that one after. So yeah, I think it's true. Even the fact that you can collect those gems and then you can collect some cards, there are some similarities, but of course there's no comparison to me, honestly. So yeah, I get the point, and I think that could be a cute game in some ways, but I'm not the biggest fan, I'd say. So thank you so much for watching till now. If you got to this point of the video, I hope you actually enjoyed. I hope that I bring you some company wherever you're sleeping, you're eating, you're studying, you're chilling, I don't know. Thank you so much for your attention, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!